Peace and blessings be upon you. Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam.
This is the Underground Railroad television show. We come on every Saturday night at 10:30, but we come on YouTube. So let's call us. Underground Railroad TV show. And I have the producer of the great, phenomenal television show in the mind of Minister Ben Willis. Assalamu alaikum, brother. And thank you, brother, for accepting the invitation.
Wa alaikum salam, my brother. First, Brother Cliff, I want to give you credit.
Praises to
I want to give you credit. But let me tell you something that happened to me a few days ago. There was a young man that called me, and he called me and he said that I helped him change his life. And I didn't know I didn't even know who the guy was. I didn't know who the young man was. And he talked to me, he said that he was at North Lawndale High School. So I mentored over at North Lawndale High School. I've been doing that for like 4 years. And so, and then I remembered him, but he said he was looking at Channel 19, and he saw the TV show on there, and he saw me on there, and then he got the telephone number and he called me. And it was one of the greatest compliments I've ever received from, saying that I helped him change his life and help him, his outlook on life and a lot of things he was doing.
I know you gave it right back to Allah. I already know.
Well, the thing is everything is done with God's permission. So the thing is that he turned to Channel 19 and he saw it. And so I want to thank you for allowing me and giving me some pointers on having my own show. Now I followed the Underground Railroad for many years. Your Underground Railroad, Boise Edwards and Dr. Kofi Malik and the Harold Davises of the world, Grady's Notebook, Elma and Company. So I supported those shows. Dr. Lee Warren. I supported those shows.
Just left out of here.
And continue to support those shows. And so, the thing is that all of us got different platforms, but to do the same thing is to enlighten the people and to help the people as best as we could. So the thing is, I want to thank you again for inviting me on the show, but also, give me some of the insight on having my own platform, and I want to thank you for that, and thank you for inviting me today.
I'm going to tell the crowd, to people that's listening, whatever good comes from me comes from Allah, and whatever bad comes from me comes from myself, because I disobeyed. I didn't do what Allah wanted me to do. I did what I wanted to do. Thank you, and I graciously say thank you, brother.
Yes, sir.
Brother, I would like to ask you, first of all, Flaming Crescents, you want to say something about them, about your show?
Well, okay, the name of my show is In the Mind of Minister Ben Willis. You can go on YouTube and just put in Minister Ben Willis, and you'll see my TV shows, some lectures, you'll see my podcasts. They're on there. I'm also a national representative of an organization called the Flaming Crescent Society, and I'm a mentor at North Lawndale High School here in Chicago, on Chicago's west side. So that's something that I've been doing and been very passionate about, educating our people. And I heard you mention when you say Allah, I want the public to know that Allah is just a word for God. It's nothing, no sun god, no spook god, no moon god. It's nothing like that. It's just the name of God. That's all. The same God that created the heavens and the earth and all of us. That's what that means.
And you know what, I will ask you, I know your telephone number's out there. How can people call you and get in contact with you? Your telephone number's out there.
Yeah. You can reach me at area code 872-731-9681. And you can also reach me by email at willisministerben@gmail.com.
Okay.
You can get in contact with me, and if there's any problems or anything like that, I'm just a servant.
And you know what, Minister Ben, what I'd like to ask you is, about this coronavirus is taking a traumatic, enormous effect on the society. And do you believe that it is man-made, or do you believe that it was produced in a laboratory?
There's a thing called chemical warfare. You know, this place called Center of Disease Control. You ever heard of that?
Yes.
You know, there's a building that they're in. You know what's in that building of the Center of Disease Control?
No.
Diseases.
Where's that at? What city is that in?
They're in all the cities. One is on Ogden Avenue here in Chicago.
I didn't know that.
So, you know, so the thing is that you want to control somebody, you do it with chemicals, medicine, medication, all of that type of stuff. You know, so that's been forever. You know, that's been forever. They've been doing stuff like that. So, you know, look at the ailments what people went through back in the 60s. You had wingworms, people had polio. You understand?
In the Spanish
flu.
flu.
They had tetanus.
Yeah.
You don't have those no more. Mm-hmm. How did that happen?
So you're saying you believe that there are a group of people that are diabolical and Luciferian enough to want to decrease the surplus of the population?
Mad scientist, huh? Well, I mean, well, that's a reality. You know, I mean, look at the actions bear witness to that. You know, those types of things bear witness to that. And so, you know, when you want to talk to me about evil people, you know, I mean, there's, you know, you have good and evil. Mm-hmm. You know, so that's not shocking.
But you believe, do you believe that even though the enemy believed that it was within their power to inflict pain and desecration to people, that it was the will of Allah? Does everything happen by the will of Allah?
Well, to me, me being a believer, okay. Let me break this down, okay? Let me break this down. Because the brother keeps saying Allah, and those who are looking, mm-hmm. and those and the viewing audience that are looking, Allah means God. Mm-hmm. I am a believer in God. That's what I am. I don't question it or anything else. Mm-hmm. Everything is done with God's permission. Mm-hmm. Okay? So there you have it. That's where I'm at with that. Am I walking around scared to death? No. Only thing I'm afraid of is God's punishment. That's all I'm afraid of. Now, when I say Allah, when we say Allah, we're greeting each other and assalamu alaikum. We're talking as Muslim men, all right?
No. Mm-hmm.
Now, let me say something to you, brother, because I think the public need to be educated on Muslims, on Islam. When you hear the word Islam and you hear the word Muslim, what's the first thing that comes into America's head? I'm talking about white America and black America. What comes in their head? An Arab, mm-hmm. an Arab man with a beard, and a Arab woman with her face covered, and a terrorist. That's what they see. That's what they see. But I want to let America know, black and white America know, that there's more black Muslims in the United States than there are immigrant Muslims. Again, let me say something to you, brother. They don't even want to give you damn credit for being a damn Muslim with your black self. They don't want to give you even credit for that. Mm-hmm. You know, when Americans say, we have a problem with Islam, we're walking around every doggone day. Mm-hmm. Now I heard you getting ready to mention the Nation of Islam. Because people, now when we say the black Muslim, in fact, let me go here. Mike Wallace, who was a reporter for 60 Minutes, mm-hmm. back in the late 50s, early 60s, he did a documentary called The Hate That Hate Produced. When they told him about Muslims, he said, oh yeah, the Eastern Muslims. They said, no, you need to go over there to the International Amphitheater in Chicago and go in there and see the black Muslims. And when he got there and saw that, he said, I never seen anything and knew anything like this before. Black Muslims. What are they talking about? And who is this? And their leader was Elijah Muhammad.
Yeah.
Now, white America, as we know of today, and black America, as we know of today, know about the Nation of Islam. With their representative, Mr. Louis Farrakhan.
Yeah.
All right?
That's true.
But let me tell white America and black America, there's more black Muslims than that. See, there's a lot of black Muslims that are in the Nation of Islam. They're not in the Nation of Islam. So a lot of black Muslims that are not in the Nation of Islam. See, they're not. And you know why the people don't know about the other black Muslims? Because they don't do a damn thing. All they do is, some of them, sit around and criticize and don't produce nothing. And let me tell America this, because I'm spilling the beans, brother. I'm letting it out now, brother. Some of our black Muslim brothers and sisters, all they want to do is sit in the corner and criticize other black Muslims that are doing something. Haven't produced nothing. This one brother came to me and, Assalamu alaikum, brother. I say, brother, you talking with an Arab accent. Ain't you from 67 and Everhart? The hell are you talking about?
Yes,
You
sir.
understand what I'm talking about?
I understand what you're talking about.
These Arab Muslim brothers and sisters got these ghetto stores in our community. And then on Friday, you got the nerve to sit there and you pray next to them on your prayer rugs and everything. That's damn disgraceful. When they having sex with our young girls in there and they treat you like crap. And what if the Prophet Muhammad came back today, 1,400 years ago, and come in one of them doggone stores that our Nabi would come in there and see that mess in there? Pork chops, salt pork, 2 pounds for $3. You understand what I'm talking about? They destroying our children, destroying our young ladies, destroying our girls. In fact, when you go in that store, how come you don't see their wives? You don't see their daughters in there. Brother, it's time to stop hiding.
I want to ask you.
Ask me.
No, it's great.
Ask me. Ask me.
Great information. And you know what I would like to know is, since this virus, do you believe that Islam is almost not being inflicted? People are embracing Islam in a different way because women are covering up with a niqab is something that they put over their face. Okay? And they didn't used to do that. They're not allowing a man to shake their hand and nobody to shake hands. Do you believe that it's a way of, it's bringing in Islam in a slight way? Are they starting to take on some of the practices that they thought was funny and they thought was disrespectful, not shaking a woman's hand, and a woman covering up that they thought was oppressive? And they're doing it themselves now.
Sure, I found it very ironic that that was happening. That they would talk about some of the Muslim women with the hijab garb and the covering of the face. And let me say this also about that. When you see the women with their face covered up and everything, that's not Islam. That's that country's culture. Now, Islam for the women is modestly dressed to cover themselves, to cover themselves.
It's a woman's choice.
Modestly dressed. Now, but when you see the culture and everything else, well, Michael Jackson had the mask too now.
Okay.
Oh, and let me say also too, a bank robber had a mask also. So, okay, so the thing is, but when you talk about how God has got people's attention,
Yeah. No party.
in a tremendous way. Also, when the pandemic happened, the country that was being destroyed fast was Italy
Yes.
and Rome, where the Vatican is. Where those good Christian bishops
And them little
gave
boys.
all the information. They let the Pope in Rome have all of that. How come the records and everything of Christianity is not in Jerusalem or in Bethlehem or in Nazareth? Why is it in Rome, who are actually enemies of Jesus Christ? That's right. Yeah, Paul. Yeah, that's right. Paul was a Roman citizen. That's right. Paul was a Roman citizen. Oh, that's right. I know. I can tell you, a Moody Bible Institute will let you know that Christianity is called Pauline Christianity. Do the research. So there ain't nobody getting away today. Ain't no Muslim getting away. And don't think I forgot about the Christians, and I'm giving you that. So with God's divine destruction tore up Rome, Italy, where all the pedophiles, where they hitting at.
When you talk about the Christians, all due respect, it's kind of funny to me, man. You know what, they celebrate a day called Christmas and say this is the day that the Messiah was born on, and put up Christmas trees, and they don't even talk about the Messiah in the household, which he wasn't born on that day anyway. Buying gifts, they put it. Can you explain Christmas and why that does not make any sense?
First of all, they talk about Santa Claus and Jesus Christ. Santa Claus knocked Jesus out the top spot. Was Jesus a Hebrew? I'm asking you, Jesus was a Hebrew, as I understand. The laws of Moses talk about pork. So wait a minute. So if Jesus come into a good Christian home on December 25, and he walk in the door and see a big giant honey baked ham with pineapples on it and a fifth of Hennessy over there, how would he think? And the Christmas lights that knock the Christmas tree over and burn the curtains up, and the big fat white dude in the corner from the North Pole. And Jesus asked them, he says, what is this occasion? They say it's your birthday. So how do you think he'd think about that?
But you know what's funny to me? It's funny to me, but really it's pitiful. It even says in their Bible that you ain't even supposed to celebrate with a tree. I don't know what verse that is.
That's Jeremiah.
Okay. And you're not supposed to eat something with a hoof. I forgot exactly what.
Well,
it's funny to me. And you know what? They're more Christians. They are scared of death. And I have not heard one Muslim say that he is afraid of death. But you use common sense by covering your mouth up. But I have not heard one Muslim say, I'm scared. But I've heard many Christians say, I'm scared of death, man. It's something I don't understand.
Okay, I'm gonna tell you. There's some Muslims that's scared to death too.
Not the ones I know.
Yeah, the ones you know, but it's some scared to death Muslims also. Because let me say this. These religions is how you worship. Okay, the religions are how you worship. There are good Muslims. There are good Christians. There are good brothers and sisters that follow Judaism. There's good people. Period. It's what you do behind it. It's how you deal behind it. But what I deal with right here, I want to ask a question. If you're Christian, does that go against, is there a separation in race? If you're Muslim, is there a separation in race? If you under Judaism, is there separation in race? So I was in Arkansas, and I seen, it was a sign in Arkansas that says no blacks in this area after 10 o'clock. So what if they had a good Christian service in that area after 10? Could some black Christians go there and worship?
No, they don't work in the South.
Man. Okay, all right. But so now let's talk about the Muslims. You got, just look at these guys that's in our neighborhoods. Look how they treat. I went into a store and me and this guy got into it. He didn't know I was Muslim. I said, you got the nerve to have a Kaaba over the sign like that, and he didn't know that I was Muslim. And then he found out, oh, I'm sorry, brother. No, you can get your bum ass out of my face, brother. That's just how I felt. Because even the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, Prophet Muhammad of 1400 years ago, because when you say Prophet Muhammad, some of the people here in America think Elijah Muhammad, not Elijah Muhammad. Prophet Muhammad of 1400 years ago, he said to the community. Bilal was the African, the dark-skinned African who was called the Muezzin. The Muezzin is one who calls the Muslim to prayer. And the prophet said, I hear Bilal's footsteps entering paradise before mine, because he said that because he knew that there was a division in the community between black and non-black. Now, and I'm going to say this real quick. The Arabs that you see are a result of race mixing. The black Arabs look like me and you. The original Arabs was our color or darker. Saudi Arabia, Saudi means black.
Let me give a message to the people out there. What we're doing right now, really, in a sense, we're giving dawah, and we're inviting you to Islam. But if you heard this and you listen to this and you reject it, there's going to be a price for that. It's going to be a price, because you know what? We're thoroughly explaining Islam to the best of our ability. If you reject, you will go to the hellfires. If you reject, if you sit up there and look at any of these shows talking about Islam, or somebody explained Islam to you, you will pay a price on the day of Yom Kippur, on the day of judgment, according to our dogma, to our religion. But if you want to,
well, the thing is also for non-Muslims is this. You have the three holy books. You have the Torah, the Bible, and the Holy Quran. The Torah for those who follow Judaism, the Bible for those who follow Christianity, and the Quran for those who follow the religion of Islam. In the Torah, in the Holy Quran, God says in the Holy Quran, it don't matter if you Christian, Jew, Sabian, if you believe in him and respect his prophets and angels, you'll always meet him in paradise. And also says in there that Christians are closer, Christians and Muslims are close. So no, there's no division or anything like that. There's no compulsion in religion. And besides, let me say this too. Let me say this again.
I was going to say something about shirk, but go ahead.
Let me say this, because we got a real big problem with this black and white issue during these times. Very bad, very bad. So if you Christian and you black and you Muslim and you black and you follow Judaism and you black, let me say this to you. It ain't got nothing to do with your religion, because you are looked at as a nigger in the eyesight of the people. So the thing is we got to stop getting into the separation and do better than that.
Let me tell the people something. Shirk, elevating something to other God-like status, like the Messiah, to God-like status, that is wrong. That's forbidden. There's no forgiveness for that. Why a woman wearing man's clothes, that is a sin. Drinking, alcohol, that is a sin. Homosexuality, that is a sin. For all you people that are looking out there, so you need to come on away from that and come on. I'm giving dawah. Come on to Islam, because if you elevating something else to a God-like status in Islam, that's unforgivable sin. But go ahead, brother.
Yeah, for the non-Muslims, the brother is inviting and he's proselytizing the faith. That's what he's doing. And this is everybody, and everybody has their right to say and do what they want to do in their own way. Me, if you want to fall down on a man want to smash another man, have at it. Woman want to fall down another woman, have at it. I don't care. You can go on about it, but I am not going to, it's unacceptable to me. I mean, listen. Just wait a
You
minute.
know
Wait a
what?
minute.
I don't even know how we got on the subject.
Wait a minute. But the subject is here. It's on the floor.
Yeah.
Let me ask you something. I'm just sitting there thinking, because people, listen, I don't have to answer nobody. So I can say, right, that's all. So I can say whatever I want to say. They can't cut me off or do anything anyway. So I'm going to say it. Because a lot of them scared to say it. Don't impose your views and everything on me and say, I can't say that. Mm-hmm. And don't try to make something that's not normal, because it's not. Mm-hmm. Oh, let them say their truth. Listen, man, listen. How can I sit here and my father has another man and they walking around in the house with negligees on? What the hell is that for me to sit there as a young man? How that's going to be normal for me? How can I go around my friends and everything? And you know how, young guys is, they be what they call, in our community, they call joning back in the day, mm-hmm. which means they call it roasting now. Mm-hmm. I couldn't hang around my friends and they roasting because I can't say nothing because they go, oh, hey, well, that negligee your dad. You understand what I'm saying? That's not normal. No. And so when you do something like that, when you bring that kind of decadence, just go on about your business and do what you're going to do. But don't try to impose that on me and say it's normal.
You know what's interesting to me is?
Yes, sir.
Now I listen to some people. They say, they're all right as long as they don't mess with me. But your own Bible and your own Torah is called that blasphemy.
Sure.
But they straddle the fence. Brother, you got any final words? Assalamu alaikum. We only got 1 minute. Okay. I don't even know how we got on this conversation.
Well, the thing is that when the Spirit comes and the presence is here, we speak on things that some people are afraid to talk about. And some people have a question mark, but no one is addressing because a lot of people are politically correct. Well, I'm not politically correct. Not going to be, ain't going to never be politically correct. I'm going to say what's on my mind, and that's that. But my question, I want one thing to happen. I just want the black Muslims, those in the Nation of Islam, and the brothers that who are not in the Nation of Islam to get together and get out of this fighting with each other and get out of this talking about each other like little bitches, because that's what you are. And I'm a Muslim and I'm calling them bitches. Any of you that's doing that, you're a bitch. I'm saying it to your face. You need to get out of that and start getting together and building together. That's what I got to say.
Absolutely.
That's it.
Okay. And you know what? Me and this brother, we talked and we just got together and just turned into a conversation instead of about Islam, but we always talk about Islam.
Yes, sir.
But those that want to avoid the hellfires, come to Islam. Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam.
I don't even know how we got this.